This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Phillippi, and my guests today are Bill Miller and Walt Haight, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things today, aren't we?
We are. Thank you for having us.
So I guess, Walt, we'll start with you, our man about town, and you're going to bring us up to speed on all the theater happenings?
Right, theater, music. We're going to try to make it a bit of a trifecta today. We're going to talk a little bit about theater going on in the McMinnville area. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the music that's going on, and talk about some of the fine art that's going on.
Lovely. Okay.
So we often talk about gallery theater down here and what play is going on next. There's actually considerably more theater opportunities in town to attend. In one example, and I've got a couple of examples. First of all, the high school drama program is alive and well at Mac High, and they've been doing a wonderful job. You consider the fact that up until about 4 years ago, I'm not sure if they even ever did a musical. They do a musical every year now.
That's great.
So the program is really doing well. And so they're going to be putting on something called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten.
True.
Don't eat paste.
It's certainly true. Originally was a set of essays that was written by an author named Robert Fulghum back in the 80s. And so this is a play that's based on that essay of short stories. And if you do the whole full-blown thing, it is a musical, but I think they're sort of going to pick and choose what they want from the musical and just do a few of the songs.
Oh, okay.
And so they're going to be doing that play, which if I need to read it again, it's going to take too long. All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten is going to be running May 10th through May 12th at the high school auditorium at Mac High. So you've got Mac High going on. And of course our other big institution in town is Linfield College, and they've been putting on wonderful, wonderful plays. One of the really neat things about Linfield is that because there's no need really to speak of to make a buck, gallery, they need to put people in the seats in order to pay the royalties in order to do these shows. The incentive isn't quite as strong at Linfield, and so you get a lot of experimental theater.
Well, it's a college as well.
It's a college, right.
Yeah.
So you get some experimental theater down there, and they have put on some interesting plays.
Certainly, yeah.
From German existentialism from the 20s kind of stuff, and doing a version of the Scottish play. I guess I can say Macbeth. We're not in a theater, so I can go ahead and say Macbeth, with set in feudal Japan. So they put on some very interesting things, and so they're going to be doing a comedy called Dead Man's Cell Phone. It's a fairly new comedy. It's a bit of a black comedy satire. The story circulates. As the story goes, a woman in a restaurant hears a cell phone ringing, and it won't stop ringing, and it'll stop, and then it'll stop ringing, and she finally wants to get to the bottom of it, and she goes over and finds that the owner of the cell phone is dead in the chair. And so,
well, that's a funny line.
You just gave away the whole plot.
That's just
spoiler alert.
That's just the premise. That's just the beginning, okay? Because she's got to get the cell phone and then find out all the history and everything about this person who is dead on this particular cell phone. So it's called Dead Man's Cell Phone. I think it's going to be hilarious. And they're going to be running April 12th through the 15th and the 19th and the 20th. And by the way, I'm going to be throwing a lot of stuff at you here, different plays, different dates, and all that kind of stuff. So at the bottom, you might see my email address. Let's make it simple. Just write to me. I'll tell you when the shows are going to be, and that'll work out just fine.
Sure.
So Dead Man's Cell Phone is going to be April 12th through the 15th and the 19th and 20th. And it's going to be at the Marshall Auditorium at Linfield. And of course, we've got gallery theater. they're in production right now for On Golden Pond, which of course is, well, I'm not exactly sure what came first, the movie or the play. I think perhaps the movie came first and the play followed. But the movie, of course, was Henry Fonda's last film, Katharine Hepburn, Jane Fonda.
So they're in rehearsals now for that one?
They're in rehearsals for that, and that is going to be staged March 30th through April 14th, which means they'll have upwards of about 11 performances of that. So, as I mentioned, we've got all kinds of wonderful theater opportunities to see live shows.
And I know that at the Chehalem Cultural Center, they're going to do Harvey.
Right.
In April.
Right.
Or no, in March.
It opens, I think, March 16th. Now you
I'm pretty sure.
cut me to the quick on that one. I didn't get an exact date, but it's a new theater group that just started up in Newburgh. And yes, they're going to be
And our friend Jeff Sargent is in the play.
Jeff Sargent will be Elwood P. Dowd. He'll offer you his card if you come and talk to him on the street to get into the character of Harvey. And it runs, I think, for 2 weekends, and I know it's in March. But
I know it's in March, too.
I'm not exactly sure when. But, yeah, that's wonderful. So we have more to do. And, of course, there's Pinnacle in Salem, and there's Theater in the Grove up in Forest Grove. So, really, if you really enjoy live theater, there's a lot to see in this local area.
Right, absolutely.
So, we've talked about the stage. Now I'd like to kind of touch on the music.
Sure.
As I often say, as I mention to a lot of people, I think that the Linfield Chamber Orchestra is not only a true gem in the community, it's one of the best kept secrets in town, I think, because for one reason or another, some of the concerts aren't as well attended as I would certainly like to see down there. But the orchestra is absolutely fabulous. The director, conductor, maestro Michael Gesme comes over from Bend, and his concerts are so wonderful because they not only play the music, but he'll stop right before he starts and he'll turn around and he'll talk to you, and he'll mention something interesting about the music that you're about to hear. And they generally have even a session before the concert where you can meet downstairs at Melrose on the Linfield campus, and there'll be a lecture about the music that you're going to hear. So there's just nothing but great music that comes out of this orchestra. It's truly a gem. It's tight, it's accurate, it's wonderful. Director Gesme has a wonderful sense of timing, spirit, emotion, how to put tonal color into the music. Exceptional conductor. And there's a concert coming up that I wanted to talk about.
It's in May, isn't it?
It is in May. The theme is Reformation and Consolation. And this is going to be a special, very special concert because they're not only doing the Symphony No. 5 by Felix Mendelssohn, which includes the theme in its finale, the old Lutheran fight song, Mighty Fortress is Our God. It's also going to include Mozart's Requiem, which is a titanic piece. And along with the orchestra, it's going to include a choral group from Linfield under the direction of, I think, Anna Song. And so this is going to be a monumental concert, perhaps one of the largest assemblages of musicians on stage in a long, long time. And Mozart's Requiem, it gained a lot of notoriety in the movie Amadeus, because there's always been this mystery. Well, he left it unfinished, and who actually completed it? And then the story, of course, Salieri helps him finish it before he dies. But there are other stories, and no one really knows for sure how it attained its final and complete form. But it's just a wonderful piece. As requiems go, you put it right up there with Verdi's and Brahms. It's one of the truly great pieces of classical music. And the Reformation Symphony of Mendelssohn is very, very good too. So this is happening on Friday, May 4th. It's one performance only on the evening of Friday, May 4th. And so
And it's at the Baptist Church, the First Baptist Church, right? I think so, because I'm sure it is, and it's because they can't get the choral group and the musicians on stage.
That makes perfect sense. I'm glad you did your homework.
Well, because when we were at the most recent concert, the organ recital, they mentioned that it was going to be at the First Baptist Church.
I wasn't listening.
You should have been.
I should have been. I was distracted.
But the Chamber Orchestra does have a website, and so I mean,
it does.
And if anybody takes the News Register, all this is always in the paper too.
Right, it's in the paper. There's a website for the Chamber Orchestra.
Or they can contact you because you're a board member.
Contact me. I'm on the board of the Chamber Orchestra. And there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. There is, with regards to the Chamber Orchestra, like so many organizations, it relies heavily on public support. And there is a fundraiser that will be approaching on Monday, March 19th, and it will be held at the Coelho Vineyards in Amity. And so we are hoping really to get a big response for that fundraiser. It's going to be dinner, wine, music. Should be a lot of fun. And again, it's going to be on Monday, March 19th. And if anybody's interested in attending that.
I bet you have tickets.
I have tickets. Yes, I did. I meant to talk to. Oh no, you're going to be out of town. That's right. That's right. I'll catch you next time.
Next time. That's right. Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on for me anyway in the wonderful world of theater and music.
Well, that's a lot. Thanks very much for sharing all that.
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry to take up all your...
No, we can switch gears a little bit if we want to, because I know both of you are also involved with the Sunrise Rotary's
We are.
Art in Mac, formerly known as Artist Village, or still known as Artist Village.
It carries both titles
Okay.
still.
Okay.
In fact, Walt actually has responsibilities with that. In addition to all of his other board work, Walt and I co-chair the Artist Committee for the 2012 Artist Village. He's sort of a glutton for punishment when it comes to that. Sort of. But I wanted to take a moment. We've just put out our call to artists in the last 30 days. And I wanted to hopefully get an opportunity to put it over the airwaves as well.
Sure.
And to let the artists know and the community know what's really behind all this and what Sunrise Rotary is trying to create.
Okay.
And give you a little more understanding of where we're going with this entire thing. This is the 4th year for the Artist Village, and our 2nd year under the Oaks at Linfield. And we are truly planning a bigger and better than ever event this coming year. Interesting enough, what people don't realize is every time a civic organization does something, they always assume it's the bottom line. They always assume, well, you're out as a fundraiser, and that's the reason why you're doing this.